Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Baited Podcast. I'm your host, Colossal is Crazy, and we're joined here once again by Chad, Anything for Views.
Morning, everyone.
And DJ, Killer Keemstar.
Chad, why did you tweet out that Philip DeFranco cheated on his wife?
Whoa. Relax, okay? Chill. It was a meme.
I'm just saying.
It was a meme, kind of meme. I don't know. Speculations, rumors.
Lies.
Wait, you don't think it's true, clone?
Seriously, we're going to talk about this. The information is coming from a cam whore. A cam whore.
Oh!
Why the Shane Dawson overreaction?
Today's episode is going to be about the Shane Dawson documentary on the mind of Jake Paul.
But before we get into it, I do have a sponsor for today. Once again, today's sponsor is Skin Hub. Okay, this site used to be a CSGO unboxing website. It's still that, but now you can unbox virtual goods on the website. It has a lot of crazy things, and recently they've added a thing called Trade Up. So on my screen right now, you see me doing a trade up on some Yeezys and getting ridiculously lucky. So if you guys like what you're seeing and want to help and support the podcast, make sure you check out Skin Hub, and use the code BAITED on the site, or the referral link down below.
Right, great. You can't even say the sponsor's name.
Yes,
right,
I can
Chad.
say it. It is Skin Hub.
Use
right?
the code
Don't make fun of me.
BAITED, click the link, let us get paid.
Yes, please check the site out. I have a lot of fun on it. I have sunk a lot of money into it, and it goes to supporting the channel.
So, listen, Shane has put out this documentary. It's supposed to be an 8-part series, but I'm starting to think it's probably going to go to like a 9 or 10-part because, you know, the way the community is reacting to it is adding more content for Shane. There's 4 parts out. We all just watched part 4, and we're going to rush and hopefully have...
Yeah, we're doing this at 3 a.m. It's madness.
No, you're in Thailand, you dumb cunt.
It's earlier
You're
for
in
me.
Thailand.
It's early for me. I had to wake up at 5 to watch it, so...
It is 3 p.m. Eastern. Well, it came out 3 p.m. Eastern. It's currently
good time for you.
5 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully we'll have this out by midnight Eastern if Clown gets this edit real quick. But listen, there's 4 parts out, and part 1, very slow. Part 2, very slow, and a lot of controversy with that one. Part 3, kind of more of the same. I want to get to the meat and potatoes, but in part 4...
Nick Cropton beat you to the meat and potatoes, mate. He looks like a fucking obese fucking...
Yeah, I don't really think you can talk, Chad. This is like...
No, dude, Nick Cropton's
What are you
fucking
saying?
packing.
You're fat, Chad. Why are you fat-shaming Nick Cropton?
And you, Keem, come on.
I am not. I am fucking, what do they call it? Brute.
The fuck is that? I am brute.
You know, I'm like, I got muscles, bro.
I'm sorry, where?
I have a lot of muscles.
Hidden under your fucking beard?
Dude, I'm a tank. Everyone thinks I'm so short because the way my body type is, but I'm actually not that short.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
5'10".
You've got the body shape of a plum.
Of a plum?
plum.
Are you kidding me? I don't look like a fucking plum.
Yeah, of a plum.
Not a plum.
Yeah, you got this massive fucking torso and then these tiny little legs.
I don't have tiny little legs.
They're fucking miniature.
Well, I'll tell you.
You don't look human at times. In some pictures, you don't look human.
Well, I'll fucking tackle and whoop your ass. Like, these legs, like, they go behind a punch and knock
Okay,
people
alright.
the fuck
Everyone
out.
put your dicks away, alright? I was just making a joke about Nick Cropton. Let's talk about the episode, please.
You know why Tyson would knock people out? It wasn't his
shut
arm
up.
strength. It was his legs. All I'm saying is that the documentary, I love it. I enjoy it. I've watched every one. But it's just going too slow. I wanted to go faster. I want to get to the meat and potatoes. But in part 4, basically, in my opinion, Nick Cropton put out a big defense for Jake Paul.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's by far the best episode so far. Keem thinks it's a bit too slow. But all the same, like, I'm captivated. There are several things he says multiple times, like, I'm scared, I'm worried, and I feel like the only reason he did that was to deflect criticism, and he absolutely doesn't need to do that. A lot of the criticism is kind of as overdramatic as he is, because that's one of the main criticisms, isn't it? But I think people are overreacting in the same way, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the criticism is that he's overdramatic. He shouldn't have that therapist on there talking about sociopaths like they're psychopaths. You know, psychopath and sociopath are not the same thing. And in part 2 of the series, it seemed like they were blending the two. And there has been a lot of criticism there.
Yeah, I didn't get that impression whatsoever. I saw Logan Paul's video, really tried to manipulate and push that point, but I didn't pick up on that at all. Obviously, I know the distinction between a sociopath and a psychopath, and I just don't see it.
Kids might not.
Well, that's on the fucking kids. I'm sorry, that's on the audience. It's their fault for
No,
misinterpreting.
you have a very young and impressionable audience. You got to realize that whatever you say, they're going to believe
Pretty sure
you.
everyone has a young and impressionable
yes,
audience.
a lot of people
That's just
do,
the main
and they need to
demographic
take that
YouTube
into
always has.
consideration.
I did talk to Shane about the over dramatic stuff and people saying, hey, you're making, sociopaths look scary and stuff, and you're going out of your way to make this scary. And what Shane told me is, he said, this shit is scary. He's like, this family is scary. This stuff is scary. Like, they're not normal.
A lot of the things he's doing and the reasons he's doing them are for entertainment purposes. Now, no Jumper says that he's doing it to seem approachable. I don't agree with that at all. I think this is all for entertainment. You can even argue, he does this pig snort thing. I mean, that's not unintentional. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't.
No, you lost me. A lot of people are thinking like he's going into this knowing everything, and I think he doesn't. He hasn't followed this at all. He doesn't know what this is about. And when he talks about him not knowing what Shane's or what Jake Paul's about or what his videos are about, it comes across as fake because so many people that are watching this do know and have seen clips. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, the first time I seen Shane, all right, he thought that me and Banks were in Team 10. He didn't know.
So should he be the person on the outside, like, talking about this? Shane isn't in any way qualified to report on mental health or mental illness and talk about it and put it into light when he has no idea about it.
Wait, so he cannot ask the question, what is a sociopath? I want to find out what a sociopath is. What is sociopathy?
Yeah, I think he has. I think Clown is right. He has a right to ask.
I don't think he has the right to do that. He
What?
has no idea what it is. He's clearly showing he has no idea what a sociopath is. I understand he's asking the question, but he shouldn't put that question to light. He's not the kind of... I just don't think Shane's the person that can do it. It's like a guy that reads a Facebook article about what is a sociopath, and all of a sudden he thinks he's a qualified fucking therapist.
But he's not claiming to be a therapist. He's not claiming to know anything about it. He's just asking the question, what the fuck is wrong with that?
He's making it seem like that.
No, he's
fucking
not.
is.
I don't
From
get
my
that impression
perspective,
at all.
It just seems like he is. He's painting someone as something that they can or cannot be. He's going to people, like, the therapist that he brought on, is she qualified? Like, who the fuck
Well, she's
is
a
she?
therapist. She's not a psychologist. She's a fucking YouTuber.
There's some stuff with that lady.
Indication.
There is some stuff with that lady.
This bitch comes onto the fucking show and thinks she knows everything. I'm like, okay, who are you? Where are your qualifications? Where did you study?
Well, that was never indicated.
should
But
have
I
been
mean, you look at her
indicated.
channel. She's a fucking YouTuber. She's not a doctor. There's no doctorate there. She's not a psychologist. She's a therapist. I mean, you got to kind of work these things out for yourself. Do you need to see some kind of certificate or something? It's just a woman giving her opinion.
She's going around doing collabs with YouTubers and peddling BetterHelp, which is an app where you can go for online counseling. And here's the thing. I've been looking this up, and there's been a couple videos made about it, like Memeless 101, I think is the YouTuber's name. He made a shit ton of videos on this, and basically, this company's kind of a scam because, like, you have to pay $35 on the low end, $35 a month. You start the free trial, they charge you $200 right away. And a lot of times people aren't even getting the counseling. And then they looked up the terms of service, and apparently there's no background checks. Like they just hire anyone. If you say you're a certified counselor, they hire you and you get a cut of that money. And these YouTubers are getting, so you might not even be talking to an actual counselor. And a lot of times the counselor doesn't even show up. But look on top of that, for every person, this is what has been quoted from people that got the sponsorship with BetterHelp, for every person that signs up with your affiliate link, all right, the YouTuber gets $100. So I see clips from Boogie, I see clips from obviously now Shane and some and Philip DeFranco and a bunch of these other YouTubers talking about, hey guys, if you're in trouble and you're going through with mental help, sign up to online counseling here. Like, to get the idea that every desperate person that's going through some mental health issue that signs up is giving that YouTuber $100, like, I get this icky feeling that they're preying on fucking, their fans that need help.
Look, I can't speak for the company. I don't know anything about it. But, I mean, I don't think it's a really good idea to get your therapy, if you genuinely need therapy, online.
This just brings me back to the point of, like, me saying that Shane's bringing this girl that's, like, claiming to be an expert on sociopaths and stuff like that. Like, if you have mental illness and you need to go see someone about depression, you go see someone, the first question is when you sit down with someone, you don't sit down and you go, oh, I'm depressed. You sit down and go, oh, so what's your qualifications? How long have you been doing this for? You want to know that you're speaking to the right person about the subject. You don't want to know that you're talking to some stranger that has no idea. For all you know, they could be giving you the wrong advice. It's not even actually helping you. In fact, it could be making it worse.
Did she even say she was an expert, Chad? You're saying she said she was an expert. I don't think she ever said that.
No, but to a young, impressionable audience, the way she spoke...
It's on the fucking audience, I'm sorry, to work it out for themselves and interpret it correctly.
Bro. The way she spoke, the way she acted, any person at first gets that... Oh, this chick must be a qualified therapist.
The woman was literally reading from a book during it. Like, to have an idea that she's some expert in this is so ridiculous. She's literally reading from the book in the film.
Well, it was all very obvious to me. I mean, I saw automatically that she had a YouTube channel. She was a full-time YouTuber. She's a therapist, not a doctor, okay? Not a psychologist. Really on the audience to work this out for themselves,
I'm gonna be a bit extreme with you. I'm gonna be completely extreme with you, okay? Real quick, and I'm gonna be 100% real with you, okay? What kids see, kids do, and what kids see, they believe is true. When you tell a kid that Santa is real, he's gonna fucking believe you because he doesn't know any better.
Nothing was manipulated. It's your fucking job to interpret it correctly and rationally. And if you can't do that, don't watch the video.
But to fucking kids, which is if he pulls up his analytics,
Chad,
the people that are watching these videos,
I get it, but this is not a fake prank. This is not a fake prank. This is not some fake social experiment.
Okay.
Nothing was misrepresented. Nothing was fake. Nothing was manipulated.
Because he should know. He knows his audience. He should fucking know.
No, it's a very slippery slope if we start blaming the YouTuber because some fucking idiot misinterpreted what they said.
Yes. I agree with Clown. If you're a young and impressionable kid, all right, I'm sorry, but you don't want to hear the facts from a professional about, who's a sociopath.
Yeah,
you want the scary music. You want the clips of, the girl eating the guy in her hand. You want it to be entertaining. And if I was a young and impressionable kid, I want the entertainment. I don't want the facts.
At the end of the fucking day, this entire series is about one thing, entertainment. Now, it can be framed as so many different things, but that's the main focus. Nobody should lose sight of the fact that this is a YouTube series. This is not a professional piece of work. This is... Okay, it's very good by YouTube standards, but it's not the fucking Staircase on Netflix. This is one guy with a cameraman, and that's it. One editor maybe as well. And that's it. That's all he's got. Right? This is a YouTuber making a YouTube video about another YouTuber, about Jake fucking Paul, and its primary focus is entertainment.
Chad, I see so many fucking people with criticism on Shane's documentary, and it just seems so I get the feeling every time I hear criticism about the documentary series, I get the feeling why do you care so much? I don't get it. Why is it that serious? I feel like what Clown said early in this podcast, he said, the criticism is just as dramatic as the as Shane's film. I think that's fair. It's over the top criticism.
And make no mistake, there is criticism. There is valid criticism. Some of the things PewDiePie had to say were very valid. Right? They were very valid.
What Shane is preying on is honestly mental illness. That's exactly what it is, and I take that shit very seriously. He is. He's taking advantage of it. He is. But either way, he's talking about mental illness. It's something I take very seriously. I know I don't come off as the kind of person that takes that shit seriously, but I do. And when I see Shane just making it seem just completely throwing his gauge on it, it's completely wrong. He's completely misleading his young audience. It pisses me off.
I do not think he's trying to mislead anyone at all. I do not get that impression.
Well, as someone like Shane Dawson, I feel like he should know better. Of all people, he should know better.
Why? Why of all people? Didn't people say the same thing about PewDiePie? Exact same fucking thing?
Why?
Of all people, he should be more responsible for his actions?
All
What
I'm
is
saying
that?
is, how hard is it to throw a disclaimer up at the start of the screen?
He did.
saying-
There are disclaimers. There
Not
are
the one-
disclaimers.
not disclaimers like
there
I'm
are
talking
disclaimers.
about.
You're so every single one of you. I've seen so many people complaining. There's no disclaimers. There are disclaimers. You're not
They're
paying
disclaimers,
attention.
but they're not
You're
about what I'm
actually
trying
not
to
paying
address.
attention.
They're not about what I'm trying to address, retard.
How many fucking disclaimers would you like? Would you like a book?
Do you have
be
to
written for the
sign a
description section?
7-page document before you watch this? Like, what the fuck?
Do you see documentaries on Netflix doing this shit? They don't put disclaimers and things all over the place. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, but they get professionals on that show, and they get actual
Right, and that's the
therapists, and they
important
get
thing
have
to know.
seen-
This is not a
education.
professional production, Chad.
Oh my god! And you're talking.
It's a YouTube
yo,
series.
Yo, you want to talk about professional documentaries on Netflix? How many of those ancient alien bullshits are there on Netflix? All right,
That's a fucking good point, Keith.
That's a professional documentary about bullshit.
That's a conspiracy
All the same,
theory.
Chad, it's framed as a
About
documentary in the
bullshit.
same way that Shane is framing this series as a documentary, shot it in a documentary style. You know? That's why it's such a good point.
I don't like the criticism on Shane's documentary series because
It's overinflated.
Because it's over the top. If you want to say it's drawn out and a little bit over dramatic, I'm fine with that. If you want to say,
a little
maybe
bit
he
over
should
dramatic. Okay, good joke.
If you want to say maybe he should have a real, expert in sociopathism or whatever the hell it is,
well done.
right? That's a fair criticism. But when you go into he has a responsibility, he has young fans, and I just feel like you need to shut the fuck up. No,
That's
he doesn't.
all right. Well, okay, whatever. Agree to disagree. When I fuck up, when you fuck up, when Keem fucks up, guess what? We get held accountable for that.
That's if he fucks up. How has he manipulated anyone at all?
For it. He's fucked up.
Why?
He should know fucking better, bro. He's been on this platform for 12 years.
But he's not misrepresenting anything at all.
He 100%
Intentionally.
is. I think he's doing in that case, I think he's intentionally doing it.
He's not
He
intentionally
is. I think he
misrepresenting anything. He's not intentionally manipulating anyone. The audience is
You're as dumb as those
hang on, let me
fucking
just
kids
finish.
because you've been
The audience
fooled.
is
'Cause
misinterpreting
I don't think
things,
Shane's that
but that's
dumb,
on the
bro. I don't
audience.
think he's that dumb.
Let's look at FouseyTube for a second. Use him as an example. Okay, sorry to bring up FouseyTube again. But this is a guy that has faked his pranks, faked his social experiments, faked his entire career. As far as I'm concerned, he's manipulated his audience, a young and impressionable audience, and he's actively gone out of his way to do so. You cannot say the same for Shane. That is not what he's trying to do. That is not what this documentary represents.
What do
There
you
are
think
there are simply
Shane's
no
okay,
parallels
stop.
between the two.
Important question, Chad. What do you think Shane's motive is?
Money and views? What is that a question?
Okay, the motive is money and views. Okay, that's fine. How does that make him a bad person?
Why would he feel the need to play this from a manipulative standpoint? I mean, probably would have got the views and the money anyway, because it's a huge topic from a huge YouTuber on another huge YouTuber. I mean, it's just, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I think he would have got it anyway.
Because it takes away from the content if he sat there and said, listen, I'm not a professional, so don't listen to anything I'm saying. The person that we had on our show isn't a professional, she's just reading from a book,
Okay, so Chad, you don't think he's going to get the same amount of views or very similar amount of views if he doesn't do the epic funny, oh, I'm so scared, I'm panicking, look at my hand, I'm shaking. You think it would have been any different? You think if he doesn't meet the fucking therapist, he's not going to get the same amount of views?
We didn't see any
No,
qualifications.
she is a therapist. She's a therapist.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to see the qualifications, bro.
Time out. I'm really sorry, but if the therapist wasn't there and it was an actual professional that's an expert in psychopath or whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, the expert would have pretty much said the same thing because she was literally reading from a book from experts. So.
Oh, you're fucking retarded. You're as dumb as the person that reads a Facebook article on the fucking moon landing.
Okay, well, what did she say that was wrong? Then what did she say that was wrong?
She read from a fucking book. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. Jesus, or a fucking psychologist.
Then how are you calling me dumb?
I guarantee.
Okay, but I mean, even if you said she read from a fucking Wikipedia page, let's call it that if you want.
And spewed it out on camera. That's all she did. Someone with experience.
Yeah,
with
but how is that incorrect?
Someone with 20 years experience could have sat down and been like, in my experience, some people show stuff like this, but it's not always the case. There's also certain things that aren't portrayed online correctly. Don't believe Wikipedia is an open source. Anyone can fucking edit it for we know.
Oh my god, that was an example. Source. She wasn't reading from a Wikipedia page. She was reading from a book.
How outdated was that book? When was that book published? We don't fucking know, Khan.
I don't know either.
Exactly. So it's not accurate.
Yeah, but can you disprove any of the points she made about what a sociopath entails? Because I can't. I took psychology at university. Okay, I didn't get the degree in it, but I mean, that's what I thought a sociopath was. I can't dispute anything she was saying, apart from maybe the...
BAM! Roast it! Bye,
No,
Chad.
how do you know she didn't miss any facts? How do you know she didn't miss any traits? How do you know that she wasn't just re-saying traits that Shane had already brought up in the past? You remember how she...
Does it matter? I mean, does it matter? At the end of the day, she was framed as a therapist. It was very clear that she was a therapist. It was very clear that she wasn't a doctor. It was very fucking clear that she was just another YouTube channel, as far as I was concerned. So you interpret it like that. You be rational within your mind. You realize who's saying this, who's she saying it to, what's it for, a fucking YouTube video. Okay, she's reading from a book. Logic, it's fucking logic.
I don't feel like Shane or her were trying to manipulate anybody. I feel like they were just...
I didn't get that impression at all, yeah.
They were just trying to, like, you know, maybe, like, make it a bit more entertaining with the music and Shane's reactions. If you're listening to, for the very first time, what a sociopath is, and you hear stuff like they don't experience any, you know, empathy for other people, that's going to be a shocking thing. Now, Shane probably already knew that, but of course he's going to give that reaction to be like, oh, you know what I mean? That makes it more entertaining.
Okay, all right, whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this one to people that are listening. If they want to call me retarded, they can. But it's just my opinion. It's how I feel.
No one's going to call you retarded. You fucking retard.
Well, they can. Okay.
Yeah, they already know you are. But boom.
I'm not Ricky Bowick, mate. Okay, let's take a step back.
Well, what did you guys think about part 4 that we just watched with Nick Crumpton? I feel like that the Martinez twins did Jake dirty. I believe Nick. I think they did him dirty.
I agree with that.
Me too.
That's it. That's the end. That's the end of story, yeah.
Okay,
Keem, what about FaZe Banks' girlfriend?
What about her?
Well, do you think she did Jake dirty?
I mean, no.
No?
No.
Didn't she sleep with his brother?
Alyssa Violet did sleep or did something with Logan Paul, and she was at one point dating
There's
Jake.
some bias. I'm picking up some bias here because of
I'm
your
not
friendship
biased,
with...
and let me explain why. And yes, I very much like her and Banks a lot. They are good pals. Jake treated her like shit. Jake slept with other women in front of her. And, you know, this is a classic case of revenge. And when she goes and hooks up with Logan to mentally fuck with Jake, like Jake was mentally fucking with her, I'm like applauding. I'm like, good job. You know, I think that's great.
Isn't Shane going to interview her now?
Yes.
So I'm interested to see that part of the interview. I'm going to hold off until then, I guess. What about Logan Paul, Keem?
Oh,
I mean,
he's a piece of shit. He shouldn't have hooked up with Alyssa.
Yeah, it's definitely all on Logan Paul's side of the fence for that. That's really fucked up. It's like Keem getting a divorce, me being like,
Alyssa
so Keem,
has a defense. She was trying to get revenge. She was hurt. But Logan has no defense. Logan's like, oh, you want to sleep with me to get back at Jake? Okay. Like, what? Like, that guy is I'm sorry, but Logan Paul is most likely a sociopath.
No, he's not a sociopath. He's a savage, Keem. Come on, get it right.
He has no empathy, not even for his own brother. Like, come on.
Well, he said two very different things. He said he had sociopathic tendencies and that he's on a sociopathic spectrum. The problem with that is, okay, everyone has sociopathic tendencies, like it was pointed out by PewDiePie.
Guys,
that if you're speeding in a car, that might constitute a sociopathic tendency. But if you're actually on a spectrum of something, then you are kind of admitting to being a sociopath.
Guys, listen. There's not really a spectrum. You either are or you aren't. This isn't like autism.
No, I think there is a spectrum. I think you can apply a spectrum to almost anything. It's probably an unofficial one. It's not
actually
like the autistic
not.
spectrum.
There's no spectrum.
Maybe not an official one, but I think you can put it on a spectrum. A scale of 1 to 10.
A spectrum is just like a unit of measurement, like how much you are on it.
Chad,
like saying,
there isn't one. When it comes to sociopath,
There isn't
No.
an official one, but
Wrong.
you can show
Wrong.
if you show sociopathic traits.
No, there
Maybe not
is
an
no
official one,
spectrum.
Keem, but
There
you
is
can
no
rate it on
spectrum.
like a scale of
but you're
fucking
not
1
a
to
full
10 if you
sociopath,
wanted.
then yeah, there's a spectrum. That's just how
According to the experts, you either are or you aren't.
I don't think it's as black and white as that. I don't think it's as cut and dry. I think you can put it on a scale. I think it's technically possible to do that.
If you lack all empathy, all right,
Yeah.
you're not on some spectrum. You just are a sociopath.
That's what
Yeah,
I
we're
said.
not
If you're on the
professionals.
spectrum,
If you
you are
have-
what you
Let's talk
are
about
on the spectrum. But you can put it on a scale of 1 to 10 as well,
Oh
like how
my
bad
God,
you are, how much
no.
of something you are. Logan Paul basically admitted to being a sociopath because if you're on the spectrum of something, you are something. Like, let's take Leafy, for instance, okay? We haven't brought him up
Well,
in a
you
while.
know he's a sociopath. Like, you know that.
Yeah, I think he was probably on the spectrum, I'm guessing. But yeah, not a full-blown sociopath, if you like.
Oh my God.
No, he wasn't
No, are
full-blown,
you
Keem. He
kidding
wasn't
me?
full fucking
Like, you're
blown.
saying... No, you're wrong. You're wrong. That kid had no empathy.
No, he
for
did.
anyone,
I think
and
he
you
did,
know it.
based on our
We
conversation.
asked him what his favorite character was in Game of Thrones,
The
and
fucking
he said
Game
that
of Thrones theory. It doesn't mean anything, Keem. It doesn't
he
mean
literally
anything.
said the guy that tortured people, the guy that cut off that other dude's nutsack
It's
or
a
whatever
fucking.
his name is.
It does. It's not indicative of anything, Keem.
Yes, it is.
No, it doesn't mean anything. My favorite character, okay, is Sandor Clegane, the Hound. So does this mean I want to brutally murder people for money and rape, according to the book, a 14-year-old girl? No.
My favorite character was Khaleesi, or the queen. What's her
Cersei, the
name?
manipulator, yeah.
Cersei.
Who fucks her own brother. So you kind of want to fuck your own brother, do you, Keem? Okay.
No, I don't want to fuck my own brother. I don't want to fuck my own brother, but what I'm saying is like she had the best revenge. Like she blew up all those
Yeah,
people
you
in the
like
church
her as
or
a
whatever.
character, in the same way that Leafy liked this guy as a character because he was an interesting character. Doesn't
Dude,
mean he's
didn't
like
you
the
once-
fucking character and he's going to do the things that the character does.
No. Didn't you once ask like Leafy if he'd kill a baby for $1 million and he said yes?
I asked him if he'd be prepared to curb stomp a baby's head for $1 billion. And he said yeah, so...
Okay. Case closed.
Yeah, but Keem, you'd probably do it as well.
No, I wouldn't. Not even remotely close. I wouldn't even.
Okay, would you do it for $1 trillion?
No.
I would do it for $1
I
trillion.
wouldn't even slap the baby. No, absolutely not.
I'd be prepared to sacrifice one baby's head to save, other babies' heads.
No. That is so disgusting. Absolutely not. No.
I would.
Clown.
He's
Clown,
thinking very
you
logically.
would not do that. And if you would do that, I don't think we could be friends anymore.
Well, I mean, I just have to look at it mathematically. How much is a baby's head? How many babies' heads are worth $1 trillion?
I'm actually not your friend anymore.
That was
Okay,
fucking
can we
amazing.
get back onto the video, please? Can we stop talking about curb
That is
stomping
so
babies?
sick.
Curb stomp
That
a
is
baby's
so
head for
fucking
$1 trillion.
Talking about
twisted
curb
and wrong.
stomping babies?
We're putting this one out. Put this one out to the audience. Would you curb stomp a baby's
Shut
head
up.
for $1
Okay,
trillion?
you're making
No,
me sick now.
no, absolutely not. Like
Keem,
that's
this question
ridiculous.
isn't to you. I'm asking the audience. I want to see it in the comments below. Would you curb stomp a baby's head for $1 trillion? This is a big debate. Okay? It's a very important question. Right? Keem says he wouldn't.
No,
but
I'm telling the audience
think
right
it would.
now. If you say that,
Okay, I'm going to
fuck
tie this
you.
conversation up with my opinion. I don't think I could live with that. Despite knowing that I could save millions of other babies with that money, I don't think I could live with the fact that I did that.
I'm
So I
done
wouldn't
with-
be-
I'm
well,
done
that's
with
like
this
the most
podcast.
selfish
I'm good.
thing I've
But
ever
wrap it
fucking
up.
heard.
Wrap it up.
Well, I'm a
Wrap
selfish
it up.
person then.
No, wrap it up.
No, come on.
No, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Good.
We're not being that serious. Dude, we got ages. We still got more to talk about.
No, I have to film a drama alert, and I'm disgusted by this conversation.
Oh my god. We've broken him, Chad. We have broken him.
I've never seen Keem hop on a high horse that quickly.
I'm not hopping on a high horse. It's just disgusting to even talk about, and to sit there and consider it, and like, oh yeah, I would do that. Like, fuck you. That's
It's
so
a fucking
fucked.
it's a fucking joke. Calm down, Keem.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I gave you plenty opportunity to say it was a joke and that you're kidding.
Well, we were just fucking with you a bit and we carried it on.
No bullshit.
By the way, last episode we recorded on Baited, Keem didn't like. Well, it did get age restricted as well, so that's why we took it down. But it's not the main reason we kept it down. We're going to probably put it on SoundCloud. It's a whole story there. So yeah, you'll be able to listen to it on SoundCloud, but it won't be re-uploaded to this channel. And even the re-uploads are getting taken down as well, so it's fine.
Guys, thank you for listening to Beta Podcast. I'm not friends with these people anymore. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you to Skin Hub for sponsoring this episode of Baited Podcast. They do not condone curb stomping babies. Make sure you use code BAITED on Skin Hub to get a free $1 to use on their website.